What's going on, people? Welcome, Patreon. Gonna do another editing tutorial for my latest video called How ADHD Ruined My Life. I guess I should probably talk about, let me lower the volume on here so it doesn't mess up. I should probably also talk about the clickbait. I'll run through like just my whole video idea process because, you know, I get a lot of messages from people asking like, hey, I want to do videos like you, don't know where to start, blah, blah, blah. So I'll go through my whole thought process behind this video. I did a lot of filming for it. And I made a lot of, I think this video was all about choices. It was about editing choices. A lot of time it's like flashy editing, a lot of drawing editing. But this one was about specific choices and about what was going to entertain people. Because, you know, for once I edited in front of a couple of my friends. And so I got a perspective on what would be entertaining. You know, seeing their reactions and what they were laughing at, what they were interested in. Because initially this was going to be like a Casey night. Oh, my phone's vibrating. Initially this was just going to be like a daily vlog. I was watching a bunch of Casey Neistat videos from like 2016, 2017, and I liked his like fluid motion New York City style of editing and filming. So, but I ended up changing it because this interview I did with my ex-girlfriend, there she is, CC Sydney. Stop giving her hate in the comments of that video. She's a nice girl. She didn't do anything wrong. That's just how YouTube commenters work. But she was texting me afterwards, and she was a little bit bummed out. Just, you know, of course she's going to read the comments. So stop being a dick. Anyway, also RIP to Kobe. I was supposed to go to I had a show tonight, but it just like, couldn't tell my dick jokes after that. You know, it really bummed me out. Anyways, that Kobe thing is probably not going to be as relevant now to people watching in the future. So, as you can see here, alright, so let's go from where I started. I start the video by saying, fuck it, let's say what's up to these tourists. And I go here and I sync up these text things to exactly what I'm saying. So I'll follow the waveform of the audio. I'll like listen, like, all right, I said fuck it here, and then I stop, and then I see this is where I say let's. So this only works if you sync it up exactly to what you're saying. It's a good way to pull the viewer in immediately, because when you start up the video, you wanna bring something punchy, something good, and then also, I like to start off the video with the good, funny joke, something really funny, because that's captivating. Especially when you have a video that's 12 minutes long, you have to pull people in immediately. So I had this really funny moment, randomly vlogging. Actually, I vlogged this whole day. I'm wearing a different outfit here, you can see. I vlogged this whole day, and all of it was trash. All of it was trash. Actually, I could show you. Was it this day? No, this is a good day. But I organized all my sequences, if you see the bins over here. I'm good at organizing now. Like, I'll put effects, vlog day, stuff. I mean, stuff is just like extra stuff. Here's the sequence bin. So if I go to, I think it's vlog assembly. Yeah, I filmed this whole day, all this footage, like me walking around, talking to the camera. I synced up the audio, and I watched it back with my cameraman, who was just hanging out, and then I could tell by his reaction that this shit was boring. And I'm good to gauge if it's boring as well. So I scrapped all of this. But the one good moment in that whole video was when I'm walking in Times Square, the tourist central of the world, and then these Chinese guys go, I'll play it. Like, it's going to be shitty quality, but I'll just... I say, what's up, and they all go, what's up? It was just so funny. And then immediately, you know, Sneeko title screen, talking to my ex-girlfriend. I do a little drawing here, a freeze frame, do a little drawing. And also there's like this audio track here. This is a marker scribble sound effect that it just, you know, it just syncs up with the drawing, obviously. Also, you just gotta, if you're gonna put a sound effect like that, just make sure it times up with what's happening. Like, it wouldn't make sense if there was more drawing noises over here in this blank space and nothing's being drawn. So at this point, I just drew you in. I did this beginning thing. I had the funny joke, with the funny moment, and then I want to prepare you for what's going to be in this video. It's a 12-minute long video, so I want to show you that I'm going to talk to my ex, and I could show that by showing the introduction. Right here, I could put the clip where I'm saying, like, hello, this is my ex-girlfriend, we're going to be talking about ADHD, but that's boring. A more fun way to introduce that I'm going to be talking to my ex-girlfriend is to do the what's up thing again. I knew that because when I filmed this what's up thing with the tours, I knew this could be a recurring intro, like a recurring montage thing. So I'm saying what's up, and she didn't want to do it. But it's still funny. And also then I could freeze frame and just write my ex, because you don't know who the fuck that is. And it's more fun to just show like a freeze frame of both of us smiling rather than showing the part where we introduce each other. And so I also talked to Kyle Kashuv, the kid who survived the Parkland shooting. conservative guns rights activist. You know, we don't agree on everything, but he's a cool guy. And actually, we filmed a lot. And so I do the what's up thing with him again.
What's up? What's good?
I say what's up, and he says what's good, and I say fuck you. Another funny thing. Then I go to the title screen, and I fucked up because I didn't put it as long as I should have. I didn't watch it. This is a fine cut. The fine cut means the last sequence. So I've probably edited in 7 different sequences. And I should have watched it one more time before rendering, but I was just ready to post. And if you see it, it goes too quickly. Like why ADHD isn't real. It jump cuts. This thing could have been extended and I should have extended it to like right here. Let's play with the volume. It would have flowed. It would have even flowed better. Like whatever.
When we were together, were you sure that
because it doesn't. You don't need to see me when I'm saying that little clip. It would. Yeah, whatever. I fucked up. It doesn't even make a huge difference. Most people probably didn't even notice that, but that's like a small little editing thing that would have been better. So here we go. We go on. And because I was copying. I was kind of copying Casey Neistat's theme. He shot in New York City a lot, and he used tons of time lapses. He always used time lapses, and I was wondering why he did that. And he talks about like his process of vlogging and videos, and he always said that time lapses were to show literally a passage of time. You don't just want to put in time lapses and cool shots because no one gives a fuck. They have to serve a purpose, and the purpose is to show a passage of time. Also, I had a different song choice for this initially. I'll show you that, but here's my like little intro thing. So you see, I synced up the ADHD letters with the drums, so they appear at the same time as the drums hit. You see that first drum kicks, and the A comes in, then this small hi-hat comes in. I bring in the D. And then the third one, and then I wanted to do more with that drum thing. So instead of just ending it, I bring it back for the next 2 drum hits, and then they all come together. And then once it goes here, I do this a lot to avoid copyright. A little secret: don't tell YouTube this. So this is probably sped up. This is the song "Motorcycle Patches" by Travis Scott. So I think it's sped up. Yeah, it's sped up to 102%, and there's a little bit of a reverb here. I added a reverb effect. Just a little bit, it's a normal reverb. It usually starts around here, but I brought it down to like 700 or whatever it was. Because I'm able to avoid copyright and use songs that I like. I probably would have been fine because it's so short. I think you can use up to 5 seconds now. Another way to avoid this would have been to use the background noise from the time lapse. If you use other sounds with the song, the copyright detector is not going to find it as often. Sometimes the copyright detector is really good, but these are like little tricks I found. Also, I don't like to use too long of a sped up song, especially when it's alone with no other audio tracks, because I could get caught. So what I did here was, let me turn it up. What I did here was, I slowly sped it down. I didn't just go from 102% to what it is here, which is 96%. I went frame by frame, and each one of these is like a step down. So this is 101, then obviously 100, 99, 98, 97, and then 96, and so it goes gradual. And to make this even more fluid, I increase the saturation, which you can see here from this keyframe, and the vibrance. And so gradually, as it slows down, the saturation and vibrance are increased. You can see it. Like, look at the blueness. Is that a word? Look at the blue in the sky. Yeah, and it looks cool. It looks kind of trippy. And then I fade out the ADHD thing. Oh shit, I just clicked the encoder app. So yeah, it fades out. And then here we start the day. Now the intro's done. I've established where we are. We're in New York City. I've established that I'm going to be talking to my ex-girlfriend. I'm going to be talking to Kyle Kashuv. And I've also made you laugh in the first go. So these are all things to make you stay throughout the whole video. People's attention spans are horrible. The people can click on a million different YouTube videos. So if yours isn't engaging in the first 5 seconds, they're going to click away. And because my video is so long, there's so much stuff that I need to show you in the intro. Intros are a good way to captivate people, because intros, there's a lot you can do. And it worked. This video is doing really well right now, for me at least. All right, so now the intro's over. I'm just going in my day. This is like the Casey Neistat vlog thing. Just opening the door. I love the sounds here of the click of the lock and everything. The sound choice I do in my videos is very intentional. It's like me walking down the steps. Oh yeah, also the song is still playing, is faded out. I added a low pass and I faded it. So now that I'm in a different scene, I The low pass, if you can hear it, it just takes out the treble sounds of a song, and that it makes it sound like the music is coming from a different room. It kind of sounds like when you're standing outside of the club and you can hear the music from inside. That's what it sounds like when you put a low pass. And so I gradually fade that out as we go about my day. I like the sounds of me walking on the steps. I like that sound of the lock. The sound of me opening the door.
How's it going?
He says, "Hey, Nico." My real name is Hubert. It's not Nico. I don't know why he called me that. We're driving, and then I add more sounds of the song. Another thing I did here on this audio track, I added what did I add here? This is just a normal reverb. And then when I'm on the train, there's no reverb. So, I don't know. I like cheating that. So it makes it sound like maybe the Uber driver was playing the song on the radio. You know what I mean? And then I make it sound full when I'm on the train. Just little things to engage people. Yeah, here's some quick cuts. Just, nothing that important, but this helps you follow what I'm doing, And it's not like you just cut randomly. Like this is all one continuous shot, but these are jump cuts. But you don't just want to do random things. You want to help people follow you. So you see me turning, then you see him putting on the backpack, then you see him turning again, and then you see him walking. I like this light over here. So don't just cut randomly. Like look for action. Like him putting on the backpack, I really like the way that hand looks, especially because we're moving at the same time. It just looks cool, Maybe I'm overthinking it, but there's something about that looks cool. Getting on the escalator. Oh, this is fun too. Also, if you notice, there has to be a rhythm to your editing. You notice how all these clips here, from here to here, all these clips are the same size, are the same exact length. So it's like a song. You get used to the rhythm of the editing. Helps people follow what you're doing. This is a little funny edit. Like I'm putting the coffee down, putting the pickle down, I took a bite, putting a sandwich down, and then I say take the coleslaw and just flick it over there because no one eats fucking coleslaw. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep moving. Damn, I've been talking 16 minutes and I've barely touched this video. So this is me cheating. This is a little cool thing I can clue you into. So the whole video is me filming, except for this 30 seconds right here. This 30 seconds is a cameraman, and I shot this like 2 days prior in a diner in Long Island. This is not even in New York City, but I didn't like most of it because a lot of it was boring. I could actually show you the assembly. So I'm talking to me and my cameraman. We're talking. I'm reading this article for a long time. You see, the whole thing is almost 22 minutes, but I only ended up using 30 seconds of it because a lot of it was boring. It's just me alone in the diner. And so to cheat that, to make it look like it was part of my day, to go with the daily vlog style, I put this right after the diner shot here. You see the coffee, you see the plate, I'm in a diner. And so when the next shot is me looking at the laptop, you've already forgotten that I've changed outfits. And people on YouTube aren't smart enough to realize that, like, wait, where did he get a cameraman from? Where did he get this microphone, And then the next shot is me back in my day, me filming. And it's all fluid because, I don't really address it, and also because I cheated it with this diner shot over here. Also, this adjustment layer that's been throughout the whole video is the color correction I use on all my videos recently. I really like the look of it. So people don't even realize that. But, like, look how it looks kind of, I don't know. It doesn't have the same aesthetic. When I use this thing, it kind of looks more faded. I used it, I think the first video was Sad for No Reason, and I love the look ever since. It also looks better on my skin tone, to be honest. But like shots like this, actually, the normal one would have been good, but consistency is also important. Consistency throughout the whole video. You don't want to have jarring color correction if you're going to use color correction. Guys like Casey and I said never use color correction, but I'm used to it, and I really like the look of it. I like this shot a lot. Same thing, so like over here, these are some more jump cuts. I just propped up my camera and then sat down. I don't think there's anything that crazy going on. Oh, alright, so same thing. There's like a time-lapse-esque edit right here. See that really quick thing? It's so quick. So right after I'm done talking, after the punchline, I think I say 3-year-olds, all they do is poop in a diaper and say gaga goo goo.
And you're saying gaga goo goo.
And so to help the punch, it's a funny joke. I mean, it's whatever. It's like a 3 out of 10 funny. But to help the punch, you add music. Music right after, and also I speed up. This clip here is sped up to, you see that it says 10,000%. So normal is 100%. It's sped up 10,000. So it just helps, helps the flow of everything. And I like putting music directly after a punchline. It just makes it a little bit funnier. And you could even notice the people in the comments are like, gaga goo goo, a laughing emoji. So we continue.
Moving. We need something. But where this get?
Nothing crazy here. I was thinking about putting drawings here. This would have been a great place to do drawings. Like, I could have drawn stuff on here. I like to draw things that have perspective and lines, because then I could just follow the lines that are in the shot. This would have been a great shot to do it. Like, I think I'm talking about dopamine and ADHD. I was thinking about writing dopamine, like, right over here, but I didn't feel like it. Let me mute that. Keep going. Nothing crazy going on here. All right, so now I'm talking about ex-girlfriend for a while. So here's a specific editing choice that that was really crucial into making this video good. So if I go to rough cut, this is the initial cut. Oh, this is just or maybe no, this is barely. Rough cut is like was the incorrect name. If I go to rough cut Friday, for example, this is what I thought the video was going to be structured like this. So it's going to be more chronological, and I don't start talking to my ex-girlfriend until about 2.5 minutes in. I think here it's, well, not that much sooner, but it's about 2 minutes in. So I guess I made that decision. I don't know when I made that decision, but initially I was just going to go chronologically throughout the day. So I start off the day, I'm in the diner, then I went to here's a chronological day. I started off, I'm on the train. I cut out so much of this stuff. I'm eating, I'm walking, I go to a camera store to buy something for my phone. Then I do the stuff where I go to my first apartment where I was born, and then I go to Brooklyn. It was just basically the chronological order of the day. And I didn't start talking to my ex until 20 minutes into the day. It was like one of the last things I did. But it was one of the most entertaining things I did that day. Like this conversation, when I was watching it with my friends, they were captivated. Partly because they knew her, but also I was realizing that nobody's really done something like that, like a conversation with their ex, and especially when your ex thinks you have a mental illness, like that's something extremely intriguing. This is the highlight of the video. This is the best part of the video. So I scrapped so much of the vlog footage, all the stuff where I go to the camera store. I cut out so much of Kyle Kashuv, a guy who's like kind of a celebrity and who had a good point of view, but he was kind of boring. Like he was kind of boring and no one really cares. So what was more interesting was this conversation, even though I didn't plan on using that much of it. I planned on using audio and then using B-roll. But I saw the way my friends were watching us talk, and there's kind of like a cool dynamic. There's obviously sexual tension. There's like we're flirting with each other a little bit. She's engaged. You know, there's not a lot of females in my video. It was just like a cool conversation to have someone challenge me like that. And so there's not a whole lot of editing here. I just let it ride. And I knew that it would work. I knew because my friends were watching how engaged they were that it would be. And this was a difficult decision to make. If I didn't spend an extra 2 or 3 days editing, I would not have caught that. I probably would have put this like 8 minutes into the video instead of making it the focal point, and I would have missed out on a more entertaining video. Also, I made another editing decision right here. I'll show you in on.
Holy crap!
You need to watch the whole clip to get it.
Okay, here's an instance. When you would drive with me in the car. Holy crap.
She says, when you would drive with me in the car, holy crap. The way she pauses and lets the intensity build, it's like, what the fuck did I do in the car? You know? The outcome was like, it wasn't even that big of a deal. I raced on the highway one time. Like, not a big fucking deal. Everybody's done that. But the way she builds the suspense here, I'm like, all right, now's a good time to be continued. I'll return to the ex-girlfriend conversation later, but I don't want to throw out all the vlog footage I had, and it makes it into a more complete feeling video instead of just like a podcast with my ex. Now, all right, let's so what else I'm doing? What else did I do this day? I walked around Soho. I'm back in the subway. I'm going to the place I was born in. I'm telling the story of me as a New Yorker. I'm trying to make this connection about the busyness of New York and my ADHD brain. Really fluid filming here. I like the way that you get an inside look at what a normal day is like for me. Talking here, talking blah blah blah. Going to Brooklyn where my first apartment was. Taking a break from just ex-girlfriend stuff. You know, you don't want people to be looking away. Also, I love these shots here. These shots here are synced up with some Nas song. I don't remember which one I put.
Really exist anywhere else.
You see, dude, that was so fucking dope. The way that the sound design synced up. Like, sometimes the sped up audio doesn't sound good, but here it sounded beautiful. It's been like the way that it cut out from this. Like, one more time. This happened on accident. Sometimes the best editing decisions are just like mistakes.
This is kind of weird.
And then it cuts to me inside the subway car. It wasn't even the same subway, but it just fucking so fluid. I love this edit right here.
This is kind of.
You see, it just sounds perfect. It cuts per. I don't know. I'm sucking my own dick. Anyway, I'm on the subway car. What else am I doing? I'm back at Washington Square Park, and this stuff would be boring if it wasn't filmed well. You know, editing. There's only so much you can do in editing. You have to be good at everything. You know, these are great shots, man. The way the birds are flying in the background here. Luckily, Washington Square Park was empty. Usually there's a fountain here, but it wasn't. You got the circular look. It's more symmetrical here. This is a better shot, but yeah, I talked to Kyle Kashuv, and we talked for mad long, yo. Like I could show you in the vlog day uncut. Like we're talking, we're walking, we get pizza, we're walking around, we're talking, and it's kind of boring, to be honest. It wasn't filmed well. It's kind of boring. What was more interesting was the conversation with my ex. So I cut out most of that, and then another transition with the time lapse, but it's not loading. Is it loading? There we go. Yeah, the same. I did this throughout the whole video. Like whenever I would get bored of what I was doing, I just time lapse it real quick. You got to find the funny moments. Don't be afraid to cut things out, man. I know, like, it's sometimes risky. Like when I was making this video, I caught myself like almost editing with an ego because I liked so much of what I filmed, you know, and I'm like, I put so much effort into it. It felt kind of like a waste to cut it out and throw it away. You know, meeting Kyle Kashuv in person, that's good footage, but I had to make the decision, like, all right, this is not entertaining enough. Even though I like him, he's a celebrity, like, it's good content. What was better content is me talking to my ex. So I had to move my ego aside and just, you know, make her the focal point, which I did not expect. When I was filming, I did not expect this to be as entertaining. And one thing here is there's no cuts for, like, 3 minutes. We're talking for, like, 3 minutes straight without a cut. And I only did this because I was watching with my friends and they were glued to the screen. Usually I would have put B-roll, I would have put drawings, but I felt like this was, without edits sometimes, it's like it draws you in even more. It makes you like you're almost sitting at the table with us, you know? It's like you're part of it. And there's even errors. Like sometimes this mic over here would fuck up because it wasn't plugged in properly, and you can hear the mic farting like and snapping. But fuck it. Like it felt, part of the reason that people like YouTube videos is because they're user-friendly, or is because they're user-made. So I know it sounds like I'm justifying shitty footage, kinda, but there's something to that, of having unedited raw footage, of just me and my ex talking and fucking flirting. It was just funny. And then I close out, yeah, just me and her talking, and I had some more footage of me and my friends, like we were talking about. They were Africans. I was eating with my African friends, and they were talking about how depression and mental health isn't really a thing in Africa. But it wasn't really necessary. Like, this was a better conclusion, just getting her to say. I'll show you the conclusion.
Did I convince you of anything that I tried to convince you of?
No.
That was funnier ending. Yeah. So that was how ADHD ruined my life. Also, let me, man, I don't want to open my fucking hard drive right now because you're going to see, well, it doesn't matter. Let's see. Oh, this is the first thumbnail I made. Thumbnail is, learning from Mr. Beast, the thumbnail is more important than the video, but there's too many colors going on. I was trying too much with it. You know, I was doing too much. The train here, I color corrected it too much. It looks like Pikachu. It doesn't even look like a train. If you've seen the real thumbnail, so I'm not going to open it, but this is important, you know. I'm trying to captivate you. There's a controversial statement in the thumbnail. ADHD isn't real. Why am I saying that? And the title is How ADHD Ruined My Life. A train's about to hit me. You know, like why did it ruin his life? It's all, even though you might know this train is photoshopped, it does captivate you. It makes you wonder what's this guy going to talk about. So yeah, thank you for watching. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace to Gianna Bryant, his daughter. Yeah, man. Hope you take some. Just next time you watch one of my videos, and if you're messaging me worrying how to start, pay attention to the decisions I'm making. Not just the flashy edits, but decision-making editing is more important. It's similar to film editing and all that. Like I know you can make everything seem like it's flashy, and you can add a bunch of effects and everything, and that's going to make it captivating to you, but videos are storytelling. You know, what story are you exactly what story are you telling? What decisions are you making? What information are you showing people? That's more important a lot of the time. All right, I'm gonna stop. You know, whatever. Shut the fuck up.